Hi, I am Gina from Gina C Creates, and if you found this video, then you're probably just like me wondering how you could get started using sublimation. I never tried sublimation before. I always thought the sublimation printers were too expensive, and I always thought converting an inkjet printer to sublimation was going to be a complicated process. So I kind of just been putting it off and never really got started with sublimation. But I am here to try it out for the first time, and we are going to do this together. I found this Epson Ecotank over at Walmart for just $179, so I thought it was a good opportunity and affordable option to use to convert to sublimation. So I just want to show you what's inside the box. Of course, you get the printer, and then you get the CD driver to install into your computer, and then you also get the power cord, and then you get a pack of ink to fill. But we are not going to use this ink, so don't worry about this bundle that comes with the printer, and please do not put it into your machine because we are just going to use this for sublimation only. So you need to find a sublimation ink, and I heard the Hippo Brown is really good, so I got this one off of Amazon, and we are going to put this one into our machine. So that's basically how you convert it into a sublimation printer. And then you will also need a sublimation blank. I got this cute little pencil pouch from Hobby Lobby, and it is 100% polyester. You just want to make sure if you're going to use t-shirts or tote bags, you just want to make sure it is 65% polyester. And then we have some sublimation paper that we're also going to be using so we can transfer our designs. And this one is the HTV Raw, and I haven't tried it, so I'm excited to see how vibrant the colors are going to come out. And you will also need a heat press that can get to a high temperature and enough pressure to transfer your design to the blank. So let's get started and see how our first project comes out for sublimation.
So it would probably help if I said it right. It's sublimation and not sublimination. I don't know. I hear the same thing. So now that we have that out of the way, we are going to carefully take off all the tape from our machine once you get it out of the box. And then we have a power source that we're going to plug it into. So although we are plugging it into a power source, we're not going to turn on the printer just yet because the first thing we're going to do is fill the tanks with ink. So now that we have our printer plugged in with all the tape removed, we're going to open up the front flap for the tanks. So now we're ready for the sublimation ink, and the pack that I bought came with a total of 6 bottles that are 100 milliliters each. It came with 2 different blacks, a cyan, a magenta, and a yellow, and even a gray. So I think I purchased too much where I didn't need the gray bottle. And then for the black one, it says photo black, and then there's a regular black. So if anyone knows out there what the difference is, please let me know, but I'm not going to be using that gray bottle. So that was a little mess up on my part because I probably could have got a cheaper bundle without the gray and without the photo black. So I will leave the correct link for the sublimation ink under this video. And now we are going to put on the protective gloves that came with the ink, and we're going to open up the black hatch, and then we are just going to pop that bottle in. I was a little nervous. I didn't know if I had to snap it in, but yes, you do. You just push it down till you hear it click, and then the ink will start to fill up slowly. I kind of sped up the video here. And then as soon as it gets to that top line, you're going to pop it out and put the cap back on and close up that hatch. And then we're going to open up the yellow hatch, and we're going to do the same thing with the yellow bottle. So you just take off the cap, put it upside down, and pop it into here. It clicks, and then you can see the ink come up, and then you're going to make sure you take it out and not overfill it. So you're just going to repeat the process for all these colors. So just make sure you're taking your time and you are matching the correct ink with the correct cartridge tank and watching the ink fill up and taking it out before it reaches that top level. And then lastly, we're going to put that cyan, pop it in, and let that fill up. So this is basically the same thing as setting up the regular inkjet printer for the Ecotank, but you're just putting in sublimation ink. And that's all you're really doing to convert it. So you can see that process was not difficult at all. It's basically just setting up a printer. So now that we have all the ink tanks filled up, we're just going to power on our machine, and it's going to ask you what language you prefer. And then it's going to ask you if you downloaded that smart app with the manual. It has like a QR code, and I just put no, I didn't. So then it's telling you to refer back to the manual, to hold down that question mark for 5 seconds. So hold that down, and then it'll come to this. And then you just click the button all the way to the right to start the initial confirmation. And it says it's going to work for about 11 minutes. So I just let that run its course, and it's going to make a lot of funny noises. So you can just let it do its thing. Don't turn it off. And once it's done, it's going to turn off. And then I am going to fill up the rest of the ink tanks because it charged it. So it used some of the ink. So I had room to refill and top off my ink tanks. Next, I just grabbed my sublimation paper and I loaded it into the printer. You just have these little blue paper trays that you need to slide open, and then your sized paper will fit perfectly, and just make sure it's nice and snugged. And then I got my blanket ready. So cut off any tags it may have, and I'm going to measure the surface where I want my design. So I'm just using a piece of measuring tape so I can know what size to make my design on the computer. And the main thing to remember when printing your design is to make sure you select the correct printer and you have your paper setting. I chose the premium presentation matte paper for the sublimation type, and then I changed my quality to high. And another important thing you need to check is to play around with your settings and find where it says mirror image, because you need to print out your design backwards every single time. So when you lay it down, it transfers the correct way facing you. So I did mess up and print out the first one not mirrored, and I had to reprint it. And the easiest way to connect your printer to your computer without using the CD driver and connecting it by the wire, I'm using Wi-Fi settings. So I went to the front of my Epson printer on the home screen to set up, and then I connected my Wi-Fi and I entered the password. And then my computer that has Wi-Fi automatically picked it up and I selected it. So it was super easy. And this is how the print came out, and see how it is backwards. So when you lay it down onto your garment, it's going to transfer the correct way. So now I'm going over to my heat press and I'm putting it at 385 degrees for 55 seconds. And I've never tried this before. I just did a quick Google search to see what temperature and time it should be for a tote bag. So this is what I'm trying. And I also wanted to put something firm so it could get a nice hard press. So I just using my Dollar Tree cutting mat, and I'm wrapping it in a linen cloth to protect it from melting. And then you just want to make sure it's all nice and flat all the way around, so there's not going to be any bulges or something poking through. So make sure it's nice and flat, and then get a lint roller and take off any lint that may be on the front of your garment. And then I'm also trimming down my design because I don't need all that paper. I can probably save it and use it for something else. And then I always just like to do a dry fit to make sure it's the right size and the placement is going to be where I want it. So before I tape this down, I am going to go over to my heat press and I am going to line it up and give it a nice hot press by itself so I could get any moisture out of the garment so we don't have any tracking or blurriness on our design when it is done. So you give it a nice good press, and you're going to hang the zipper off over to the side so it's not under the heat press, because it is like a cheap plastic and it probably will melt. So now that it's nice and pressed, I got my design and I put it in the center. I'm just eyeballing it. And then I got my heat resistant tape, and I'm just going to tape that in place. So when doing sublimation, you're always going to want to use the hot or heat resistant transfer tape so you can hold down your design and make sure it's not going to move under the heat press. So then you just place your Teflon sheet over it and you give it a press. And I have the HTV Raw auto heat press, so it's just going to pop back up after the time is done. And then look at how beautiful that came out. I was so impressed by the colors, and I'm so glad it didn't have any tracking or blurriness. And I just want to show you the difference because this is the first one I printed where I messed up and I didn't mirror it, but you can see the colors, how it's like more of a blue, and the colors are a little different. So I was a little worried because on screen, this is how I wanted it to look with the teal and the hot pink. And I was just like, okay, let's press and see what happens. And it pressed the colors that it's supposed to be. So I thought that was amazing. I've never worked with sublimation before, but it did exactly what it was supposed to do. So I love this paper by HTV Ront. So I will be using this for more projects. I just want to show you a close-up of the detail. The camera does not do it justice, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video and try out sublimation for yourself. Give me a like and follow.